Over the past week, I've tried a variety of top builds for Wraith in my Deadlock ranked games, and so today I wanted to make my own build combining the best parts of all of those into one. So for everyone watching this video who wants to bring their Wraith game to the next level, make sure to like and subscribe. It seriously helps the channel out a ton, and thank you for those who have done it. So Wraith is a hero that specializes in sustained single target damage and isolating targets out of position. And with this build, we'll focus on making Wraith a powerhouse 1v1 hero. We'll make sure she's a nightmare to deal with for enemies if you could get good soul lead. Building into stats like fire rate, magazine size, and spirit power can make Wraith one of the most powerful heroes in the game. With her throwing cards being able to burst down enemies and her ultimate trapping an enemy, she can virtually insta-kill any hero. So let's jump right into it. You'll firstly go to browse builds and make sure to search for the J-Miles Wraith build. And just remember, this is an outline because every game is situational and you're not always playing against the same competition. So buy what you like and switch up anything that you see fit. So for our early game, we'll start off with basic magazine, which will give you more ammo and more weapon damage. Very important considering she already has a pretty large magazine. This will just basically make it even better. Then you've got close quarters, which will also give you bullet shield health, and a passive which deals additional weapon damage when in close range to your target. You'll also go for extra spirit for more spirit power and bonus health, and extra charge along with Mystic Burst, which is going to give you 40 spirit shield health and 6% weapon damage. You'll also have a passive ability that abilities dealing bonus spirit damage if they deal 80 damage or more in a single hit. Then you'll go for enduring spirit, bullet life steal, and extra stamina. And just make sure at the end of all of this later, sell your enduring spirit. You'll also go for soul shredder bullets and infuser. This is all for your early game. Pretty basic stuff. This is pretty common for most heroes with a little bit of range to them, but this is where we get a little bit more specific. As we enter into the mid game, we'll start off with point blank, which will give you bullet resist, and when in close range to your target, you'll gain weapon damage and your bullets apply a movement slow. We'll also go for Titanic magazine, and this will allow for 120% more ammo and 18% more weapon damage and 18% bullet resist. This one is a huge one, especially early game, because you're still dealing with pretty low health overall. Now we're also introducing in this build the suppressor. This will give you bonus health, better health regen, and spirit power, but along with a passive that when you deal spirit damage to enemies, you also apply a fire rate slow. We've also got intensifying magazine for even more ammo and more weapon damage. Yeah, given. I mean, I told you this is the direction we were going. It also has a passive which increases weapon damage as you continuously fire your weapon, which makes so much sense for Wraith considering how large that magazine is. We've also got superior stamina. I've been using it so much more lately on every hero I play just about. I was just sick of my heart rate going up, trying to get away from enemies and being so close to getting there and just not having enough stamina to do so. So that's why it's there. We've also got improved burst, which is going to give you more spirit shield health, more weapon damage, and a passive that deals bonus spirit damage if they deal 125 damage or more in a single hit. Then we've also got improved spirit. This will give you more spirit power, health regeneration, sprint speed, and 100 bonus health. It's also a component of something we'll buy later in Boundless Spirit. Now, after the mid game, decide if you are in a situation where you need some extra defense items. We've got a couple that we like to use the most. Once again, this is not an end-all be-all list. This is all situational, so make sure you're actually aware enough of your game sense to know which one to go with. The same can be said when it's time to ramp up the game a little bit. You'll go for choosing one of Tesla bullets or ricochet. Now, I personally will say Tesla bullets will probably be your better option more often just because ricochet is just about double the price. And it does provide a lot more ammo here because ricochet is going to give you more ammo, better fire rate, better bonus health, and it has a passive where your bullets will ricochet off of enemies near the target and apply any bullet procs dealing percentage of the original damage. So it makes it very easy to wipe out minions, to wipe out troopers, and clear lanes very, very fast. So very efficient of your time. Definitely something to consider, but Tesla bullets at half the price is going to give you a better fire rate, and your bullets will have a chance to shock your target, and the shock will jump to a nearby enemy. Just keep in mind how much ammo you have, the fire rate you have, the chances go up the more you're shooting. So Tesla bullets is a very, very good option. More often than not, it is my go-to just because I am trying to save more souls for later on in my build. So just keep that in mind. Do consider a cooldown ultimate item. We've got improved cooldown or superior cooldown. Obviously, one is triple the price, one is a third of the price. So one with improved cooldown, you'll get 16% cooldown reduction and health regeneration. This actually is a piece of superior cooldown, so you can just upgrade it later. But superior cooldown, if you have the money outright to buy it, especially if you went with Tesla bullets instead of ricochet, you could jump on superior cooldown, which is 32% imbued ability cooldown reduction, which obviously you would put on your ultimate, and a 24% non-imbued ability cooldown reduction. Then you also get 100% spirit shield health and +4 health regeneration. Now towards the late game, we'll start ramping things up quite a bit, and we'll start off with spiritual overflow. This is going to give you more cooldown reduction, more spirit life steal, and 225 bullet shield health. It also comes with a passive of gaining even more fire rate and spirit power by charging up when shooting enemy heroes. We've also got crippling headshot in here. Once again, a little bit more of an expensive item. You may buy some other stuff before this, but you'll get 20% weapon damage, 10% bullet life steal, and 10% spirit life steal, alongside a passive where headshots reduce targets, bullet, and spirit resist. Now, Leech, one of the best items in the entire game. Absolutely love this item. You're going to get lifesteal all across the board. 35% spirit and bullet, alongside 175 bonus health, 18 spirit power, and 20% weapon damage. We've also got boundless spirit, which we talked about upgrading to from earlier from improved spirit. And yeah, it is quite the chunk of change, but it is definitely useful here with 60 spirit power, 300 bonus health, 15 health regeneration, 25% weapon damage, and increased sprint speed. We've also got rapid recharge, where you'll get +2 bonus ability charges, 65% faster time between charges, and 30% cooldown reduction for charged abilities, and 12% weapon damage. So basically, spam all your cards and just hold left click. That's why I clearly titled that for you up in the top. We've also got Mystic Slow here for more bonus health, health regeneration, spirit power, along with the passive that when the target takes spirit damage, they have their movement speed and fire rate reduced. Now, we've also got some optionals here. Once again, depending on the situation, depending on how the game is going, Mystic Reverb, along with Soul Rebirth and Escalating Exposure, especially if you're running Tesla bullets, definitely consider Escalating Exposure. All three of these, once again, situational, optional. They're there if you need it, but not forced. Also, we've got some optional actives here. Actives are extremely underrated. People are not using these things enough. If they buy them, they just leave them. Make sure you are using your actives throughout the game. There are plenty of actives that you want to consider. Silencer is one. It's very expensive, but bullet slow proc, 20% weapon damage, 18 spirit power, along with for the next 4 seconds, all of your bullets immediately apply silence. That's just huge. Silence prevents targets from using their abilities. You've also got vampiric burst, and that's going to give you more movement speed, 25% weapon damage, 150 bonus health, and it grants lifesteal, fire rate, and ammo. This added ammo is not limited by your max magazine size. So you'll notice it may say 50 out of 35, even though you'll definitely have way more bullets than that with Wraith, especially towards the end of the game. You've also got debuff remover, super situational, especially if you're going against like an annoying beepop. Consider this one of my favorite items in the game. You'll get bonus health, 20% weapon damage, and 2 passive and an active here, reducing the duration of all negative effects applied to you. That's passive, and a 35% debuff resist. And then you'll also get an active where you can purge all negative effects currently applied to you. And if any negative effects were removed, you'll gain a movement speed bonus, and it cannot be used while already stunned or slept. Also, knockdown is another active to consider. You'll get more stamina, you'll get spirit shield health, spirit power, and the target is knocked down and stunned if you use it in its active state, and after a 2-second delay, interrupting and temporarily preventing them from taking any action. So we've taken all the best things from builds and put them together into one build. Just personally, I love this. If you've played against a good Wraith, you'll know that they're spamming their ult, they're spamming their cards, they're shooting a lot of bullets, and they're shooting them fast. These are the items they're using in order to do so. Now, it's up to you to have the actual game sense to know when and what to use, what optional items you should choose, and whether you should go with Tesla bullets, ricochet, etc. Let me know what your thoughts are on this build guide and comment below if there's anything you disagree with. Like and subscribe for more Deadlock content like this. Let us know who you'd like to see next. Happy to make videos for any heroes out there that we haven't covered already. And until the next time, we'll see you all later and enjoy playing Deadlock.